are seeing sort of positions starting to be set up here. Demon's going to go center, able to pull down Calyps with a shotgun, going to follow up with the rail. And looks like Draven will actually get the kill. But Regen does go to Durfel. We're going to watch him. He needs armor, and so he's going to be sort of dancing around a little bit here. And we can see over on the left-hand side of the screen the respawn timers, that red armor not coming up in about 8 seconds. So that won't be available for Durfel. And going up straight against, well, very, very quick exchange between flags. Of course, I do have follow power up on. I may disable that as the map goes on. I didn't want to make sure to miss anything in the very beginning. But you see Draven dropping off weapons to the main defender, so smart issue there. And he's looking for a bit of a med pack. He's going to survive with 9 health against Solar. Great plasma work. Defending that position. He does not have hardly anything though. So we're going to go take a look at someone else. Demon. It looks like he's the main guy to cover D. I mean, rather go O, rather. And it just barely touched that flag. EXP, you know, looks like the main defender. And gets destroyed by Durfel. I mean, that was great plasma by Durfel. Did not expect that. But he's a little weak. But he's really defending himself well. And now he's got a med kit. So, honestly, you know, he needs to be really careful about using it in this center.
There we go. Oh.
Yeah. We see return again.
It's raining men.
Yes, red men, and they don't like you. So yeah, nice run.
Creepy. Anywho,
nice run by EXP though, because
actually we're seeing a lot of runs get out of the base. We're seeing a lot of these runs get to mid before they get shut down, and that's something that 8 times out of 10 we don't really get to see a lot of.
Well, I think that speaks to maybe the mid D. Let's go see. You know, for each team who's covering that mid, because I think that's going to be kind of the nail in the coffin. Once one team really gets solid control of mid, we'll probably start seeing the caps happen, because it's just been the matter of the opposing team able to converge at mid to recover the flag both times. So interesting. Calc gets through with regen, not very stacked though. RA coming in just in time. Flag grab by Solar. And this is actually really important here, because even if Solar dies and this is a return, we're going to go watch Calypt real quick, because he should be coming through if he survived that onslaught. Yeah, it looks like he he didn't survive much. He does have regen though.
Yeah, as you said there, Grease, the control over the mid, because if you're going low, then you're going to have opponents coming up high, and they're just going to drop on you and ambush you, and you really don't have any real way to defend against that yourself. If you go up high, well, you've got rail and shafts just pegging you along the entire way, and you're going to end up taking a lot of damage that way. So yeah, control of mid is going to be vital, but so is having that cover as the runner is running through mid.
Yeah. We haven't really watched much of BLD. We're going to take a look at him here, and he's about to grab Blue's RA. Has to wait out a bit of a while, so kind of makes you wonder, you know, since he's spent some time there, you know, timing-wise, not the greatest. He's going to eat a rail, but just plows through forever. Not much forever could do in that instance. Looking to see if nades can help him out. Oh, again.
Forever nice almost got revenge with the MG there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Demon defending and doing a fine job so far. Still scoreless. So, you know, but I have to say though, I've seen moments where LLL looks a little bit weaker on D than their opponents. So, I'm seeing sort of a constant pressure by YYT, and here it is again. Calypt, the main flag runner,
grabbing it again, but no. And that's just another example where if you know he's going low, you can just cut him off completely, and he really has nowhere to go.
But
there's
see,
not
Demon,
a lot of maneuvering room. I mean,
Demon was out of that base. Demon was out of that base for quite some time, and he's going to be coming back with, you know, he just got red, but you know, we're not seeing like an amazingly solid stack, and he's not necessarily able to just kind of sit still, like say, you know, whenever we watch maybe Clamp OK play this map in North America, you know, he pretty much sits in the base and camps it, and you know, we can see his KD is something ridiculous. If we take a look, EXP, who's the main defender for blue team, has 4 deaths. Demon has 5. And he's being pressed by double, but he's going to get a little bit of help from friends. And but you know, really, we have yet to see any solid lowland Lions grabs. They're having to put at least 3 other guys back on D.
I think a major component to that is the fact that we saw Demon with red armor, as you said, and the regen, and plenty of health, but there were rails coming across the bridge before he was even able to really start on that first leg of the offensive push. He was already taking enough damage where he really had to reconsider it.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, well, Demon's job is to get back to the base and make sure the flag stays there. I mean, and here's Calp once again besting. He might get them both right here. That was a nice shot there. He's going to run into... Now, this is...
trying to RJ out of there. Oh.
And really, the biggest thing was that he didn't have enough momentum. It looks like, BLD able to grab the flag. We're going to see it returned, though. But, I mean, that was a smart move. And had he had a little bit more forward momentum, and he would have... Had he been flung forward by that RJ, he actually probably would have been home free. Because all the defenders were down low. There was no one up high. And... it was really just sort of fortune that he was killed mid-air. The flag dropped low. Here's Durfel making his attempt. But yeah, we're seeing, though, mid not really covered by anybody. There's no lockdown. Solar grabs regen.
Well, a lot of players are favoring railing across the bridge, and in that kind of situation, then yeah, you're going to see players on either base just kind of sticking up on their own little entrance there and just railing across the bridge, and that kind of makes it difficult for anyone to really control the upper mid, but that does leave a lot of room for the lower area. But again, that requires a lot of coordination because you don't want to be hanging out there all the time. You need to be there when your runner is coming through.
Right. Well, sort of. I mean, I think sometimes, if you've got someone who's just an amazing railer, who can hold down that area as if it was their house. Oh, look at this 3-man push by YYT. This is huge, folks. And the carrier's killed, but he's going to see a quick grab by Calip.
Callie's good.
Yeah, and he's waiting
for Mega, which is 10 seconds away. Yeah. Now he looks like, well, he's only got 40 health. Here he is in the red base. Nobody's home except him.
This is important, though, because the typical timing is... Yeah, look at this. They've cleared it. Oh, an amazing move by Forever, and he will get the return just before he dies. And that will keep this thing 0-0. But what a close call it was for Lowland Lions, about to lose their current tie, the scoreless game. But, really, we're seeing the pressure put on by YYT. That was a 3-man push, and it almost paid off. I mean, hats off to Forever. YYT going to try to get out with 1 health. Of course, that won't work. Demon's going to get the return. Let's go take a look. Again, I want to see who's trying to cover this mid, because I'm not seeing anything that's, like, major lockdown here. Forever's going to try to go O with 15 health. Amazingly, it's working out for him because his rail is spot on. He'll walk into a rocket, though, from EXP. So I honestly, I go back to what I said earlier. The first team to lock down mid, it's their cap. They're done.
Because multiple times we've seen, as we've mentioned before, caps make it out to mid.
Durfel on the run.
There's always that one guy there with the shaft.
Oh wow, look at this. Look at this. He's through. He's got a med kit. This is a cap. And so it looks like, despite the pressure, Lowland Lions, Durfel just waited for the right moment. And huge payoff. And here's Demon coming back on D to stack up and continue to do the job he's done so well so far. And I have to say, I wonder if because maybe the pressure kind of backfired for YYT, because by the time the carrier got to mid, by the time Durfel got to mid, he was pretty much home free, because from what I could tell, all of YYT was pressing, was pressing the other way. So and they were pretty much fresh spawns. So critical read by Durfel, grabbing that flag, and timing impeccable. So Demon going to defend one more time.
Yeah, that's one of the main points of tension in Capture the Flag, is the fact that you're working with 4 guys and you really need more than one going on O. So if the more people you push into that, and the more people you expend into that offensive push, that really leaves an opportunity for your opponent to go, hey, they're all here either in our base or in mid, someone go and come back, and that creates that hole that Demon just filled perfectly. Durfel, sorry.
Yeah. And you were seeing Forever trying to make a press. Now I wonder if he's going to have any help here. Not really. Not before it counted. EXP going to recover that rail as well. So now he can go sit mid and just try to rail off any of the LLL that are coming through. And he's wondering, it's quiet.